All right, we rolling?
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining us today is one of three good practicing Catholics here in Austin, Texas. We went to Easter Sunday Mass together, and one of my good friends in comedy. Please give it up for the great Aaron Patrick, everybody.
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Dude, I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, I fucking don't really know how to start this other than saying, like, dude, we went to fucking Catholic Mass.
Yeah.
And we sat there and we prayed with Egan Robinson on Easter Sunday. And I got to say, the whole time we were in there in church, I was just sitting there looking up and I'm just like, I'm such a piece of shit.
You felt that way.
Did you have that feeling too?
No, sort of. Yeah, sort of. I go, oh my God. Also, I just kept thinking, I was laughing at how stoked Egan is to like know when to stand up. Like he was like standing up before everybody else. And then when you went to take the Eucharist, he was he was telling me beforehand how angry he is that people take it with sin still on them. And then seeing you go get it, and Egan was just like kneeling, mad.
Egan was livid.
I
didn't know this because this is what I thought was going on. Basically, for those of you that aren't Catholic, didn't grow up Catholic, this is the way it works on Easter Sunday. On every Sunday Mass, you get the Eucharist, which is the body of Christ. And according to Catholic tradition, you are literally eating the flesh of Jesus. And then when you drink the wine, you're literally drinking Jesus's blood. It converts in your system. It's kind of crazy.
They really believe that.
They believe it.
So when you eat the crap, whatever, they believe that it turns into the flesh of Christ.
In the Catholic Church, it's not, the sacrament is not considered symbolic. It's considered literal. That's like a huge diversion between like regular like Baptist Catholics, or Baptist Christians, and like Catholics. So the Catholics think you're literally consuming the body of the Savior, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I believe that.
Yeah.
I'm not really 100% convinced. But I didn't know this, is that like when you get the sacrament, you're supposed to be sin-free. You're supposed to have purged your sins.
Yeah.
So what happens is, like, normally when we go to Mass, you know, like Christmas Mass or something, we'll have family in town. Not everybody's Catholic. The non-Catholics stay kneeling, don't accept the body and blood, and then the Catholics walk up and take the sacrament. So when the time came to get the body of Christ, I stood up and was like, I'm going up there, I'm getting it. And Egan and Aaron stayed sitting. And so, like, afterwards, we're talking about it. Egan's like, no, you're not supposed to take it if you haven't been to confession. He's like, I haven't been to confession in 3 weeks. I'm like, I haven't been in 15 fucking years.
I mean, you can't be, though.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Egan being 29, if you're a 29-year-old single male,
yes,
you can't be a practicing Catholic. You need to be, like, married or something.
Yeah,
you're going to go every 2 days. You can't masturbate. You can't have sex. You can't. Can you get drunk? Is that fun?
I think you can have alcohol, but this is a good question.
Or is it a sin?
If Catholics can't get drunk, Ireland is going to sink into the sea. They do not categorize this consumption of alcoholic beverages as a sin.
Okay, so that's great. Okay,
in that case, I was a very good boy last night.
You just can't get drunk and want to fuck your friend's wife. That's what it is. You can't covet thy neighbor. You can't want to steal his shit. You got to be a nice, cool drunk.
Yeah, if you're a chill drunk.
Chill drunks only.
Yeah, dude.
Then it's fine, yeah.
Being a chill drunk is underrated.
Yeah.
But when was the last time you went to confession?
I've never been. I'm not a Catholic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I grew up Baptist.
So you stayed kneeling because you're a Baptist, and Egan stayed kneeling because he's hardcore.
Yeah, because he was like, the Lord's gonna. Yeah, he's too hardcore with it. Yeah,
he's taking it so seriously. But he strikes me as one of those guys where he gets onto something and he's all in immediately.
Yeah,
like Egan doesn't pull any punches. I mean, legit, one of the funniest stories of all time that I've ever heard was like us sitting there at Easter brunch, and Egan was telling us about how he went to confession for the first time in a decade. And the last time he went to confession, he was a virgin.
Yeah.
And he had to tell the priest about all of the pussy that he's gotten over the last 10 years, which in Egan's case is not that much. But
yeah, there's like 4 stories.
Yeah, he's like, I had premarital sex 4 times.
Wait, so would you go to confession?
Me?
Yeah. Do you think you'll ever do a confession again?
such a good question. It's a great
Yeah.
question.
You
Let me
know-
ask you, would you go to is confession a thing in the Baptist church?
No. There's no. But I'm in a recovery program, and you kind of have to confess. They took a lot from. That's what I realized. Sitting in Catholic church, I realized all 12-step programs just stole from the Catholic church.
Really?
You have to like confess. You have to be willing to have God remove all these defects. I was like, oh, this is just Catholicism and like a chill.
It's hardcore. The higher power thing is hardcore.
And yeah, you have to like confess to like a bro everything you've ever done.
Wow.
A fearless moral inventory is what they say. And then you have to read that to somebody.
Fearless moral inventory is terrifying. So here's the reason I'm like skeptical about, and I think it actually makes a little bit more sense in the context of recovery.
Yeah.
Because in recovery, it's like, okay, I was getting fucked up.
Yeah.
And I was stealing shit. I was fucking around.
Yeah.
I was, just being a piece of shit. And you're like, now I'm not getting fucked up anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be doing this anymore.
Yeah.
But in the case of like a Catholic confession with me, it's not like I can't in good faith go in and say, hey, I'm sorry that I had premarital sex, and I'm sorry that I took the Lord's name in vain, and I'm sorry that I made fun of the Catholic Church and all this, because I'm going to keep doing it. I'm not going to stop, dude. I just am not going to stop. I know that I'm not going to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. Yeah. I literally had the same, like, in recovery, you have like a sponsor, right? And like you kind of like talk through some of this stuff. And I have a lot of shame with premarital sex, essentially, casual sex from church. And I just recently kind of got back with my ex, and I just told him, I was like, I'm not going to stop. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. There's no, like, I can act like, oh, I'm going to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, no, I'm not going to stop.
You can't stop.
No, I can't stop. I don't know what.
Because it's one of these weird things where it's like, I think some of it, like having like a good moral conscience about it, like you shouldn't kill.
Yeah.
You shouldn't steal from your neighbors. These make sense.
Yeah.
But then as it goes in where it's like the premarital sex thing, it's like, dude, I'm fucking 30. Like, is really like the good thing for me to do is to have never, like, could you imagine meeting a 30-year-old that has never jerked off or had sex before?
It's great.
That would be insane.
You have to get married at 19.
You do.
You can't be a practicing.
I think that's why they do it.
Yeah, exactly.
They get married so young.
I guarantee if you went to confession right now as a 30-year-old, you were like, oh, I've had the priest would be like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course
like,
you have.
You're not married.
I remember like when I was younger and I was in the Catholic Church, like we were doing the confession thing, and then it used to just be like, oh, I swore, and then you turn like 14, and then it's like, all right, I watched like fucked up porn videos on the internet. And you're like, dude, we went to boobs.com. Dude, the fellas loved boobs.com.
Yeah. Yeah, when you start, I can't imagine that. Because, so as a teenager, you had to go to confession.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So in your fearless moral inventory, right? Like, what actually makes the cut? Do you have the same standards as like a church, or are you like, no, this was actually the shit that I did that was bad?
I have some shit that I did that was really bad. I mean, I've done some really, when I was getting messed up, I was like a really bad person. But like I sold guns. I've had people jumped who owed me money. Like I lived a really
sick,
crazy life. But now I still have to take inventory, and like sleeping with people that are insecure, they would count that as like something bad because I'm like taking advantage of someone who's sad, who like wants male validation.
No, I feel that.
That's bad, But I, but I don't let that.
A lot of it is bad if we're looking at it that way.
Yeah,
fucking girls that are sad is not good. Oh, dude, no more big titty goth girls. Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, that's my whole demo right
now.
It's like
shit.
Baristas in East Austin. Yeah. It's
no.
So I
the
don't.
baristas in East Austin are sad.
When
they're too peppy, you get annoyed.
Yeah.
Dial it back.
Dial it back. Be a little. Bummed
All right,
out.
Cosmic Coffee, pump the fucking brakes here a little bit.
Yeah, you want a sad barista. Yeah, but it's this. I have the same shame that Catholics do, I think. We just didn't have to confess it. But I would be going to church being like, oh my God, I watched so much porn this week.
Wow. Yeah.
That's why I had to leave. I was like, I can't. I left the church.
Did.
I was like, this isn't worth it.
Yeah, because it's like, this is where I kind of get conflicted. Is like, part of me is like made complete peace with like that there's nothing going on.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, when the lights go out, I'm like, whatever, something's going to happen, and I'm cool with whatever it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, like it could just be the end of it. And I've like actually kind of made peace with that. But then the Catholic thing scares me, because then it goes like, what if it comes to the other side where it's like you, and you're like, no.
Couldn't you just confess like right before you die though? In
Yeah,
theory?
but that's sort of like to me, that's turning your back on your entire life, which is like just going, I lived this whole way, and Joe Begley lived the whole thing thinking there was nothing at the end, and then on the last day of his life, he went, I'm so sorry. That's
funny.
I didn't mean to do it. No. And you're like, that just like invalidates your entire existence. That to me just means you lived wrong. If you like go like, I'm not a practicing Catholic and I'm not religious, but on the last day I just like confess to everything and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, to me, that just doesn't add up.
Yeah. But then you could go to heaven forever, so that's kind of chill.
Yeah, but you also could be a little bitch.
That's funny. That's funny to spend eternity in hell for fear of being a little bitch.
Yeah, dude.
It's like, I ain't no bitch. I stand by everything I did.
Well, that's like the whole question, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, if you really do kind of like not know if there's a God, the question is like, do I sacrifice my life to get eternity? Which is like, but if this is all you have, if this moment is all you have and you're willing to like live it in a way that like just doesn't line up with your values or like your core beliefs in order for like the chance that there's something on the other side, to me, that's just kind of like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's whack.
I don't know. It's, woof, we're going deep. Let's talk about banging trans chicks.
Well, I'm happy to talk about whatever.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it's funny. I got honest on that podcast. That was really the first time that I was open about banging trans chicks. And then I kind of did it in the secrecy of my apartment. And really what happened was I lived alone when I moved out here. And I realized that was the only thing keeping me from banging trans chicks on the regular, was just having a roommate.
Wow.
Like, the second my roommate was gone, I was like, oh, I'm for sure doing
The
this.
Meatspin was not a fear at all.
Yeah, so I went ham. But then I talked about it on that
God.
podcast, and I've recently kind of started talking to my ex again, and she listened to that podcast, and I was like,
Oh, no.
No.
You never brought any of this up to her.
Never. And right before I met her, I had banged a trans chick for the first time.
Now, how does she feel about the whole thing?
She's pretty chill about it.
Really?
But she works at like one of those like a queer friendly bar, like a salon. So like if she wasn't chill, like she just did Trans Visibility Day haircuts on Easter.
Okay.
So like if she's not chill,
so you guys were having pretty opposite Easters, dude.
yeah. She was.
I'm so sorry, my girlfriend's such an evil bitch.
And she was fully doing gender neutral haircuts.
Yeah.
And, so if she wasn't chill with it, it'd be like, well, then you're just living a lot, you know?
Yeah. She's confessing on her deathbed, dude.
But yeah, I love trans women. I love my family would be so upset if they knew. That's the only thing I'm scared of.
Aren't they going to find out?
That's what my therapist said. I told my therapist, I was like, I'm so scared that my family finding out. And he was like, didn't you just say it on a podcast that's going on the internet forever? I was like,
yeah, so they're going to know.
Yeah, they'll know.
How do you think they're going to react?
Very upset.
Really?
Oh, they'll be livid.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
they're hardcore Christians.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And my dad's just like an Air Force bro. Like, I think he'll just be like, ew, dude. You know?
Gross.
Like, he won't even, my dad's not even like religious about it. He'll just be like, you're fucking gay. Like, I don't know. I just think he'll be a bro about it.
Oh, my God. How does your trans visibility haircut girlfriend and your military dad get along?
They get along great.
Really?
My I think my dad's always thought I was a little gay. So anytime I bring a woman home, he's like, we're doing good, you know?
Yeah.
He always just thought I was a little weird.
You have the straightest vibes of all time, though.
I know, but I think just like growing up with it, and like I wasn't a man's man, you know? So he was just like, he'd be like, are you a little fucking gay? I used to wear like skinny jeans, you know? And for him, that was like,
whoa.
My son's gay.
How skinny, though?
Very skinny.
Ooh.
I would wear like skinny jorts, like cut off jean shorts, and like roll them up and listen to like 303 and Cobra Starship. So he was like, I have a gay son.
I saw Cobra Starship in concert.
Me too. I've seen them.
Yeah. Remember they did the Snakes on the Plane song?
Yeah, that's
sick.
It was. Yeah, I saw 303 open for Cobra Starship. I loved all that shit.
Dude, you were gay. Holy fuck.
No, high school I was very gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then now we're back to being gay, so it's cool.
I've said this like a number of times. I mean, it is a concerning sign for Austin comedy and just like my friendships in general.
Yeah.
That my most well-adjusted, normal friends are former heroin addicts that bang trans chicks. I mean,
it's pretty.
It's not great.
It's crazy that we have more than one of those friends. Like that's insane.
Yeah. It's kind of funny because like Nat was like, I have food poisoning, I can't make it.
Yeah.
He's like, I have a replacement. I'm like, yeah, it's Nat. it's you. I mean,
yeah,
you're much easier on the eyes, and the couch, but
yeah, skinny Nat. Yeah, we do this pretty much the same stuff. There's a lot of comics though that I found out that I can't say names, but that are seeking the trans women.
Really?
I've seen the messages from other trans women.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's bros on Grindr looking for.
Bro, the DMs are disturbing.
Dude.
Anytime DMs get leaked, you're like, whoa. Bro, yikes.
Anytime DMs are leaked of like people like getting in trouble, it's just like if any of my DMs leaked. Anybody's DMs should get. No one should see those ever.
Well, I think first of all, Facebook and Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, and iMessage should all just auto delete after a year. Like it's just got to go.
They have them on servers though forever. Like dude, Zuckerberg could have an army of bro slaves because of the shit he has on there. Like Zuckerberg could call and be like, "I will leak everything if you don't come and work at the Meta AI factory." Yeah, you're fucked.
Work in the cobalt mines. You're like, no.
Yeah. Zuckerberg has us by the balls,
dude. That's how they get the Congo bros out of like the cobalt mines.
They've all sent horny DMs, and now I mine for Tesla. Yeah.
Oh my god,
it's so bad.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, the Instagram DMs are.
I mean, it's truly like one of the most dangerous things is that it's late at night and you haven't hooked up with anyone in a long while. And
what's a long while, you think? A week?
6 hours.
Look, I mean, I know I get all right, let me just say this. I went on the year after I graduated college, I went on a legendary cold streak. 9 months. 9 months. That's happened twice in my life where I just like for whatever reason.
When was the other time?
It was when I was living at home during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah, that but like, dude, I mean, you just get cold, and the thing is, like, it's kind of like stand-up, where when you're like, yo, I haven't written a new bit in a while, and you get in your head about the fact that you haven't, and then you just start bombing, and you just get worse and worse. Like the problem compounds. So it's like when you haven't met a girl in a while, and you're just like. It just removes the swagger from your body. Like the swagger just gets like sucked out, and you're like, "There's nothing I can do." Like, there's literally nothing I can do.
Colton said that in the green room yesterday, which I thought was very funny. He was like, "I'm gonna bomb tonight." He's like, "I just don't believe in myself today," and that's what it's like. Even with like women, it's like I don't believe in myself.
Yeah,
there's no. How do you get out of it then?
I think the fact that Colton is aware of the fact that he doesn't believe in himself is a huge step in the right direction. Yeah. It's like a Ram Dass quote, right? Once you're aware that you're stuck, you're already starting to get out of it. Which is kind of crazy. So like, if you're like, dude, I just fucking suck, dude, I suck. And then like, that's not a fixable problem. But if you're like, I think that I suck, so that's a problem, then you can sort of, I think, start to get out of it.
Yeah.
Which for me, it's like I'm not even aware a lot of the time that it is a mental issue. I'll just be like, dude, I don't have any new material. I fucking suck dick at stand up right now.
Yeah.
And dude, when you suck, it sucks. I mean,
it's bad. Yeah. I literally have been on a bomb streak, and I like Googled. I was like on Reddit, like bomb streak and stand up. Someone help, please.
You know who's not going to be able to get you out of that is the Reddit stand up community. I mean,
yeah, the worst thing.
Do you want to? Hey guys, I'm on a bomb streak. How do I stay in it forever?
Yeah, 100%.
Bro, I mean, I've talked about this a bit on this pod, but bro, you go on that fucking Reddit stand-up board and just start looking around, and then just look at the moderators and go watch their stand-up.
It's bad.
Oh, bro, it's dog shit. I mean, I've said this before. You can't be in a position like to help anyone stand up. Like, okay, let me rephrase that. There are very, very few people who have been moderators of a stand-up related group that are good at stand-up. You can't be the police and be like anti-culture too. It doesn't work.
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah.
r/stand-up, stay as far away as possible.
And YouTube comments. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So
but what do you think's causing the bomb streak?
The no new material in a while, and like trying different shit, and it's still not like writing for 30 minutes, which I'm really bad at. Like that's just not how I'm funny. Is like just sitting in front of a paper. I've never come up with a bit that way, but I'll try anything at this point. You know what I mean?
You're trying to do it.
I'll do what? Yeah, I'll sit here for 30 minutes.
Do you have like a folder somewhere of shit that you've thrown away, like old ideas?
I have all in my notes app. Yeah, a bunch of old. Yeah, I need to just probably that's
the fucking move.
Yeah,
dude. If I can't get out of it, and I'm the last guy that you should take advice from on this, but because I mean, when I get cold, I get icy. But genuinely, if I get stuck, I'll go into. I have a recycling bin in my like notes.
Yeah.
Where I have like hundreds of bits that I tried that didn't work.
Yeah.
And I'll go in, I'll just like pick one, and then I'll just go for a walk and think about that bit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like try to get it down because like, dude, I feel like when it's not working, just sitting and trying to come up with a new bit at the face of a piece of paper is just like you're
hell
just
on earth.
Asking for trouble.
Yeah.
You're asking for a full mental implode. Nobody thinks I'm fucking funny. This is why I never get booked.
Yeah, you'll fully just instead of writing a new bit, you'll just spiral about how you'll never come up with a new bit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's bad. So yeah, I'm on a cold streaks at basketball. You know what I mean? You see NBA players, they just get cold and.
Bro, it freaks me out. I mean, Jason Tatum could go cold in the playoffs. And the Celtics might not win it this year.
My sponsor in recovery like writes songs, and he'll try to give me advice, and I go, "This is not working. You're making me feel."
Yeah.
he's like, you need to be disciplined. You need to like Chappelle's discipline. I'm like, dude, I'll never be Dave Chappelle. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a white guy. Like this is not.
You should be Dave Chappelle.
I should be Dave.
Yeah. I think that probably would, to his credit, that would probably fix the problem.
That is true. Yeah, you're right. If I was just Dave Chappelle, I'd probably come up with some fire new.
Dude, could you imagine if they knew Dave Chappelle was banging trans?
That would be. He had to have done it once.
Dude, I'm losing 100% of the audience. The left is gonna be mad that I said we're banging trans, and the right's gonna be mad that you did it. Yeah. So this is not gonna go over well at all.
Yeah. But yeah, so
how to lose your audience in 10 days, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, I bang trans women. What else do you want to know? What else is there to
Dude,
know?
I mean, that's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, back to Catholic.
Yeah, back to Catholic.
Is that where we should go?
Yeah, let's go there.
That's a pretty fun place to go.
Yeah.
All right. So we're sitting there at Easter Mass.
Yeah.
And what do you think of like Egan's hardcore resurgence into Catholicism?
It's just bad, dude. It's just bad vibes. Yeah, him calling me and it's just like.
You guys are like best friends, right?
Yeah.
You guys have been friends for a while?
No.
Really?
Since I moved out here, it's been like a year.
You guys didn't know each other before you moved out here?
Mm-mm.
I kind of felt like you guys were a package deal.
No.
How'd you guys get together?
Just seeing him out here, and I was like, what's up, bro? We like saw each other at Mike's back in the day. But yeah, we both bonded over settlements. So we both got settlements in car accidents.
Really?
I broke my arm and got a bag when I was like 19. And then he
Really?
hurt
How
his
big
back.
was the settlement?
Mine wasn't that big. His is massive. I can't even.
Wait, really?
I don't know if I should
Oh
say
my
what
God.
it is, but he got a massive bag. I got like $109,000
Holy shit.
what
It
I
just
got.
pays out instantly?
instantly. Just a check. I had like 3 months sober. I was like, this is awesome.
Bro, the best timing ever.
Oh my God. I was so
You're
stoked.
like, look at me. I'm not on heroin.
I've got 100 G's. I blew through all of it though.
Mm.
I have $40 in my savings account right now.
Dude, it's tough times. I mean, we're getting in the same boat where I worked in tech for 7 years and I saved up a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
Like there was a time where I didn't stop working in tech for a year and a half and was living in my parents' house during the pandemic. just like stacking cash, and made some cryptocurrency investments that didn't go so well.
Oh, they didn't go well.
Oh no. I mean, dude, I'm late to every party, dog. I was like, Cum Rocket's gonna go crazy this year, dude. Let's go.
That's what it was called, right? It was called Cum Rocket.
There was Cum Rocket, like, because what happened was Dogecoin went ballistic, right?
That's what I came up. I put $25 in and I made $1,500 off Dogecoin.
Amazing. Which is like, that's a nice win, but you're also like, why couldn't it have been $250?
Dude, or if I just put,
like
I would have been
$2,500 in Dogecoin. I mean,
would have been fucking,
I mean, I think the whole thing is still like rigged for a collapse, but I mean, dude, it's frustrating because I like made and lost like probably like $50,000 during the pandemic. Yeah. And like at the time when you're like consistently stacking checks every month and, you know, like money's going into savings all the time. You're like, all right, losing $50,000, this sucks, but I'll be all right. And now that I don't work, I'm like, I would go to Catholic Mass every Sunday with Egan Robinson to have $50,000. I really would. I'm bashing him, but we had the best time on Sunday. We had a great time. Easter was unbelievable.
Good.
It was great. I don't know why I'm giving Egan so much shit. I'm sorry, Egan. I love it. You're the best. But
no, spending Easter with the Lord is the move.
Yeah.
Especially coming from LA where like Easter's like a non-holiday. People know like what the moon's doing before they know when Easter is. You know what I mean? Like no one knows. They know where Saturn is, but they don't know when Easter is.
Yeah.
So it was nice to go back to my roots of like Easter Sunday was always like the family got together.
Yeah.
And we supported the Lord, you know? Yeah, I came from Red, Georgia. Just bumfuck, really. I grew up in the sticks. Cartersville is the town I'm from.
Cartersville. Oh, that sounds red, dude.
Yeah. Bartow County Jail is where I was for 3 months with like just rednecks. Just rednecks.
Redneck prison?
Yeah, it was just Redneck County Jail. It was just all rednecks. People who missed child support, just meth heads. That's
crazy.
Just all, it was just.
Was it a jail or a prison?
Jail.
Okay.
I didn't get sent to prison.
What's the difference between jail and prison? Jail is just like short term.
Jail's like where they hold you, basically.
Okay.
And so prison is where the state takes a hold on you.
Damn.
Yeah.
How was 3 months in jail? Can we talk about it?
We can talk about it. Yeah.
All right. So you used to do like hardcore heroin, right?
No. I did like oxys and I would just do anything. I did meth. You know what I mean? I just kind of like I was more of like I like to party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I feel that.
Yeah. So I would even just like abuse Adderall and just stay up for like 3 days and see the shadow people and you know.
You can get to the shadows pretty quick on Adderall, dude.
Yeah, dude.
People don't talk about that. It's a regularly prescribed drug, and if you get into it, you start hearing some shit. People start talking.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'd be driving and just like would see the
temporary schizophrenia. It's not great.
No, dude.
It's not great at all.
No.
Dude, when you do Adderall for a long time, you realize that truly anyone can lose their mind if you put your mind to it. It's crazy, dude.
Anything like uppers like that, anyone who abuses it too long, heroin, at least you just go to sleep every night. Like sleep is very important. Mm-hmm. If you start missing some nights, sometimes you can't come back from that. I've seen a lot of people not come back from staying up too long.
Oh, it's one of the worst things that you can do. I mean, I've realized like basically I had an Adderall prescription multiple times in my life. Like I got an Adderall prescription when I was in like the 5th grade, and my parents tried it out and were like, "This is bad." Because at the time,
what were you acting like? I bet you were acting out of your mind,
bro. I mean, I was fucking wild. I was a wild like. I had severe ADHD as a kid. Like,
so the Adderall would calm you down?
The Adderall didn't do anything. the Adderall like made me literally exactly the same. But like as an adult, I mean, when I lived in China, I got a 3-month Adderall prescription. Got 90 pills.
You lived in China?
Yeah, I got 120 Adderall pills, and I was like basically got mildly addicted to Adderall while I was living in China, and it just fucked
Wait, were
me
they
up.
Chinese Adderall or was it US?
American Adderall.
American Adderall, and you brought it with you over to China. What part of China were you in?
I was living in South China, Yunnan province. So effectively what happened was like I was over there for 8 months and it was split into 2 sections. So I came back for like 2 weeks in the middle. And on the second visit, I went to my doctor and I was like, look, I'm like failing school over there. I can't focus. It's so hard. I need you to give me an Adderall prescription. And he goes, well, there's no real pharmacies. That's not a drug they allow kids to have in China.
Yeah.
So I go, oh, fuck, so what are we going to do? He goes, I'll just give you 120 of them and send you over there. Not the move.
Yeah, what were you doing on, dude? That's insane.
Not the move at all. I mean, literally going through like Chinese customs with 120 Adderall, just like nuts, right? But I got over there and I'm popping this shit. I'm taking it like every fucking day. And for me, I didn't even need to get to the point where I was abusing it. It's just like if I'm taking Adderall every day and I'm drinking 5 days a week, within a month, you just lose your mind. You just lose your fucking mind. Because Adderall makes it so you don't need to sleep. Like, I wouldn't use it to stay up late. I would use it to get up early. Because we had class every day at 8. So I would be up until 2 or 3 in the morning every night. Every day I would wake up at 8, pop an Addy, go to school. And it was like just cruising. No sleep, worn out. And then like the come down depression fits would be crazy.
Oh my god,
dude! I'm over here regaling Adderall tales when you've done meth. I think we should turn this around though.
That's just crazy to be in China on Adderall. That's just a wild.
Yeah.
Do you know Chinese?
Yeah.
Oh really?
I do. This is a whole nother tangent.
Okay.
We'll get to it another. How'd you end up in jail?
So the day after my 18th birthday, I got arrested with some bros. I was getting some weed, and we had 2 ounces of weed. It wasn't for me really, and we got pulled over, and my buddy was like a pre-med guy, so he wasn't like a hardened criminal. Mm-hmm. He was just like a good kid who was like selling weed to make some money, and he didn't know he could lie to the police. Like the police were like, "Is there anything in the car?" And I remember like watching him being like, "Don't fuck," you know. And he's like, "No," and the guy was like, "If you're honest with me, this will be better." And he was like, "There's weed in the car. There's 2 ounces in the trunk." I was like, "Oh my god!"
No.
And he was like, "We just got it from the guy down there." Like he fully snitched on everything. And I was like, and like in Cartersville, that was like a big crime, like drug task force.
Federal offense.
Drug task force rolled up. They seized our phones, and then my drug dealer was like, "Change my name. I don't want it as my name in your phone." So I had him as the Trap. Was like in my phone, and he just called me like 12 times with drug task force having my phone. It was like the trap, and I was like,
"Wait, why was he calling you?"
To make sure I was home safe. I would always have to text him when I got home safe because his house was hot.
Yeah,
we got pulled over leaving his house, like it was like fully.
Oh no!
He
so they were setting him up.
Oh yeah, he had been raided many times, but he was just like smart with it. He would like bury shit in his backyard so that they wouldn't.
Damn.
But, yeah, so I got arrested for that, and then they put me on felony probation for 5 years. But 2 days on felony probation, at December 22nd, I was on my way to like a Christmas brunch. I wrecked my mom's car and had like a casserole on the back. Like I was like dressed up to go to Christmas.
Oh.
And I just like spun out. Like I just lost control of the car. And then I was in a ditch. And the game warden rolled up and was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm fine. I just got, it was like at 10 a.m. And the cops came and they're like, "What's wrong with your eyes?" And I was like, it's the morning. I just kind of look like that. I'm sleepy, you know?
Yeah.
And I failed the sobriety test.
Oh no. What were you on?
Xanax from the night before. So I did meth and I couldn't sleep. And so I ate like 8 to 14 Xanax bars.
Holy fuck.
I don't really remember how many I ate.
Oh my God.
I remember I was with my buddy Muffin and I had eaten we were eating them like sweet tarts. Like we were like, these kind of taste good, and we were literally just chewing Xanaxes.
What does Xanax feel like once you're on like more than a bar? Because
I mean,
like I was prescribed downers for a while.
Really?
So I've always just like taken 0.5 milligram Klonopin, a full milligram if I really am like bugging. But dude, I mean, just like you've got to just. I found that like even that just like fucks with my memory and stuff, and I can't remember anything. I'm like, I can't imagine what it's like to be on 8.
That's how it was. Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't even have. Do you even remember like being with the cop in the ditch, or do you just know that that's how it went down?
I kind of remember that, but it was more like I was severely addicted to Xanax at that time, so that whole month I didn't remember. Like my first week in jail, that's how long it was like still in my system. I kept waking up being like, "Holy fuck, I'm in jail!" Like I would like,
oh my God,
couldn't remember anything.
So you're having like panic attacks. On
every day
basis.
I would wake up and be like, "What happened?" You know what
I mean? Benzo
I mean?
is one of the addictions that like can kill you on withdrawal. So how did they manage that for you once you were in jail? They didn't give a fuck. They're like, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah, they did not give a fuck. They didn't give me anything.
Woo!
yeah. So I was just like, fuck. And then I had 2 Xanaxes in my truck, and the cops. I should have taken them before the cops got there, but I was so fucked up already. I think that I was like, if I eat 2 Xanaxes,
you could die.
Yeah, if I just go to Christmas brunch on 2 bars, like, obviously I'd already been abusing them, but I was like,
so like the thing is too, for the listener, the half-life of what do you call it, of benzos is like extremely high, right?
Yes.
So like look this up, Brandon. Half-life of Xanax.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 to 16 hours, which means that if this is
what's a half-life? Because I don't know
how much of the drug is out of your system in a period of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that means conservatively, if it's like 12 hours, half it goes out. That means you've still got 4 bars of Xanax in your system, which is, by the way, Xanax, maybe the dumbest dosed drug on planet Earth, and that they're like, oh, we don't want people taking more than they should. Yeah. So how do we prevent them from doing that? Well, let's make a pill have 4 doses in it and you break it up yourself. Are you guys fucking retarded? What are you doing? That's the craziest shit ever. Dude, so you've literally, like, at the time you're getting pulled over, you probably conservatively have 12 doses of Xanax still in your system.
Yes.
You're still cooking.
And I didn't think I was. I think that's the thing. After a while, you think that that's what sober is, because you're just so xanth out. Yeah. Like, I was in college at the time, and I remember, like, waking up in jail being like, oh my God, I had a final exam that I didn't show up to. Like, I don't know.
Holy shit.
I had, like, a relationship with a girl where to this day I don't know if we ever had sex.
Wow.
I don't remember. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I do kind of remember humping her a little. I don't know. Do you
find it like affected your memory before you were doing Xanax? Like you can't remember the old stuff as well because of that period?
For sure. I don't remember. Yeah, it's funny. I started therapy recently, and he was like asking me about my childhood, and I was like,
no idea.
No idea. I feel like I started from when I stopped doing Xanax on.
Dude, if kids have like PTSD, maybe we should just give them a severe Xanax addiction. Just wipe the hard drive, dude.
That's the therapy. It's just like, we'll give you 8 Xanax bars. You won't remember a thing, dude.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was, so then it's because the Xanax in Georgia's a felony. So I violated felony probation with another felony, which is very bad.
Straight to jail, no bond, and I had to get in front of a judge. Mm-hmm. For him to, because I was on first offenders, so if I was a good boy, everything would go off my record. Wow. But if you're bad, the judge gets to re-sentence you. But I'd only been on for 2 days, so it was like, you were on probation for 2 days.
2 days, and I violated it. Yeah.
So the judge came down hard as fuck, I would imagine.
No, he was there was this program called drug court, which if you do a drug court, you're fucked. You will go to prison if you like to do drugs. Like you get a random color, and you have to call a number every day at 5 a.m. and they piss test you randomly, like 3 to 5 times a week. You get piss tested.
Whoa! So
you can't drink, you can't do drugs. Like if you fuck up 3 times, you go to prison for your full sentence for like 5 years. Yeah, but luckily I would do drugs with the head guy of drug court's son. So he came and visited me in jail and threw me a bone. So he interviewed me to be on drug court. That's what I was gonna do, and he was like, you know my kid Rhodes was his name, and I was like, yeah, and he was like, he's a good kid. I was just hyping up his son. I was like, I love Rhodes. Rhodes got in with the wrong crowd. I'm like in inmate clothes, like talking about this guy's son, and he wrote in there that I'm not a fit for drug court, and then I should go to treatment. So that saved me.
Wow.
Yeah, and let me go to.
It's got to be weird running a program like that, knowing full well that it's like destructive, fucking with people's lives, right? Yeah. So if he's like, I like you, so I shouldn't put you in my thing.
Yeah, like my
insane, dude.
Yeah, my thing will for sure send you to prison for 5 years.
Crazy.
So I ended up getting lucky and going to. They just sent me to a rehab.
And when did you get sober?
19. So 2014.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were 19?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was 18 when I went to jail for 3 months.
So when are you at 10? Did you just hit 10 years sober?
No, I'm like October will be 10 years. October.
Wow,
18th.
Dude.
Yeah.
Best thing you've ever done?
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was fucked. I was like, and even after that jail thing, I still relapsed and went back out. I would call up my buddy Muffin, and he would come scoop me from rehab. Muffin is the dog, dude. He would be like, "Come through, I got you." and he would pick me up, and I lived with him. I would bail rehab for like 2 weeks at a time on the run from felony probation, and would just like hide out in Muffin's basement.
How do they feel when you just leave rehab? Is it like
they didn't like it? Yeah, they would just like, but I would just like walk out the front door.
Well, do they just throw you in jail if you leave rehab or what?
Yeah, that was the thing. That's what I was fucked with, was because felony probation kept calling me, being like, "Where are you at?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm back home. Whatever," because I had to finish.
I was feeling
the program.
better.
Yeah, it's like,
dude, the good news, everything's totally fine.
Yeah, I'm like on Xanax with Muffin, like, everything's good, but yeah. Dude, we would like be snorting like Oxycontin and cocaine, and then Muffin we'd be at a party, and he'd be like, "Aaron just got out of rehab," and I was like, "Dude, chill out. Like, this is not a good look."
What were the vibe of the parties like? Were they fun parties, or
they were
it
fun
just
parties?
You guys, the three bros doing drugs?
We were the three bros doing drugs, and everybody else was just like drinking, and girls were like twerking to gas pedal, like it was like normal people. Yeah. And then we were like
2014 shit.
Yeah, then we were like doing hard drugs.
Crazy.
And but then the bottom was I was living with Muffin. Mm-hmm. We were taking these dark web Altoid Xanax, so they were like, it was like Altoids that tasted like
the old DWAZs, dude. Yeah.
So we were taking those, and they were misdosed. So like some would be stronger. So I took a few. Muffin took a few. I was like taking a shit at his house actually, and I hear his dad go, "Aaron, get the fuck out!" And I'm like, "What's going on?" Like, I've been staying here for 2 weeks. What's going on? Apparently, Muffin had a higher dose than me because he grabbed his gun and pulled a gun on his whole family and was like asking for $10,000. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And that was like the only place I could live. My family wouldn't talk to me. I had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And so at that point I was like, and Muffin went to prison for that time. And then I was like,
I guess him up for that. Muffin went down for that.
Yeah, he went down. It's actually kind of sick. He got assault on an officer because he juked a lady out. Like some cop was running at him, and he just
way.
On the Xans just fucking had that vision.
You get assault on an officer for that?
Yeah, for juking him out. Yeah, because they slammed into the car. She like hurt herself.
Kind of sounds like a her problem.
Yeah, she got her ankles broken.
That's on her, dude. I have a question.
Yeah.
When you got arrested on the way when you crashed, did they like call your parents, or were they just sitting there for hours like, where the fuck is this casserole?
No. So that's what makes it even worse. My mom just thought I wrecked the car and I blew the tire out, so I needed a ride.
Oh.
So I called my mom and be like, "Hey, I fucked up. The tire's not on the car anymore." So my grandpa and my little sister came.
Oh no!
So they all witnessed me get a DUI. The cops weren't there when I called her.
No, that's like my worst nightmare.
Yeah, and my mom. So like they all were witnessing me. Like
they're like crying while you're
while I can't walk in a straight line
on Christmas Day.
December 22nd. So like, yeah, so I can't walk in a straight line in front of them. Like they're like, I thought I was sober, but they told me to walk, and I fell down, and I was like, "Can we do some different tests?" And they were like, "Sure," and I failed, I guess, all of them. I don't know. The one I failed was he had me like tilt my head back and count to 30, and when I opened my eyes, he said, "Put your hands behind your back." I was like, "Fuck," but I didn't know when I was getting out of jail. It was very scary. I was like, because I had to have a court date, and my probation officer wouldn't see me.
Oh, no,
so
really?
I was just in jail indefinitely. I was like, when do I get out of here?
What do you mean he wouldn't see it?
Like, the probation officer was just busy, so they just, like...
Sorry, dude. Okay.
So, yeah, they didn't... So, yeah, I went to jail, and whatever. It was fine.
Shit happens, dude.
Shit happens, bro. But, yeah, I'm stoked that I don't live that way anymore.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I was, like, selling guns to, like, these Korean gang guys. Like, I was living like a...
Yo, let's hear that story.
I worked at a smoke shop, right? That was my big job. And I ended up, this guy came in. It's kind of racist that I thought... So, his name was Kenny, but I thought it was Benny all along. So, we would get fucked up and be like, Benny Hanna! We would just call... And these were, like, hardcore Korean drug dealers, like, face tats. They were from where like Waka Flocka's from. It's called like Riverside.
Yeah.
And Yeah, we ended up becoming like best friends with these like really scary guys.
Nice.
And we were from bumfuck, but they were from Atlanta. So we would get our friends to steal guns from their parents. And then we would funnel it into these like Korean gang guys for weed and money and stuff. And they were just like,
so you were stealing the guns from your parents?
I didn't have, but yeah, like fiends that we knew. We would be like, "Do you want weed?
Oh
like,
my God.
We need you to steal your dad's."
Honey, where the fuck's my AR-15?
Yeah, that's what it was. They would like, we'd give you unlimited dabs if you get your dad's AR-15.
That's crazy.
And dudes were fiending out, stealing their guns from.
Oh my God.
And we would literally just like give them dabs and have like a tab, like that was their bar tab, was like an AR-15. We'd be like, yeah, we'll give you this many dabs for that. And the fiends would just come around and we would get them high.
Weed dabs?
Weed dabs, yeah.
Motherfuckers were getting that addicted to dabs?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Bro, that's the thing is like I've never had a pleasant experience on weed once.
Really?
I hate it. It's my least favorite drug ever. And anytime I've ever taken a dab, I've gone like fully just to hell.
Oh.
It's terrible. I can't imagine the feeling like how fucked up just as a person you have to be to do a dab and just be like, not go, oh, I'm selling guns to fucking Korean drug dealers. I'll be like, what am I doing? What am I doing? No. That's why I think like my weed paranoia is kind of a really good thing.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it sucks that every time I smoke weed I freak out, but also like it's gotten me to get my life together on a couple different instances. Where like if God forbid I got addicted to Xanax and started stealing guns and selling them to Korean gangsters, I think if I were to take that dab, I would stop immediately. I think it would just be like, you got to get out of here, man.
I mean, I would kind of think that. I would like go to my room every night and then like listen to Joe Rogan and be like, oh my God, like what am I doing with my life? Like Rogan would be like, be healthy. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh my God, I haven't slept in 3 days. Like there's like strangers in my apartment right now. Like, what am I doing with my life? I would spiral.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was the weed. I thought it was just like, I mean, I was living like a crazy person. You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
The anxiety death spiral is fucking good, but just useful.
Yeah,
absolutely.
When's the last time you smoked weed?
South by.
Really?
Yeah, like a month ago.
Did it make you spiral or no?
It was kind of a weird situation. We were at Jam in the Van, and fucking Ron White was smoking a joint and just offered me a hit. And if Ron White offers you a hit of a joint, you don't say no. So I took a hit and then immediately was like, I don't want to bother you, man. And just left immediately. Totally just like, me and Ron White had a good thing going. We were talking about mushrooms and fucking hanging out. Everything was great. And then I took like 2 hits of a joint off him. It was just like, nice to meet you, man. And left. Like, to me, like, it's so impressive. Like, Brandon, watching you smoke weed, I just am like, I don't know how the fuck you can even just like hang. I can't.
Yeah, but deep down I hate myself for it and hate it. So it's
really
like because
explain that a little bit. I don't get that.
Well, I think it makes me like, I mean, deep down, if I'm being honest with myself, I know that I could write more, and there's times that I'm like, oh, I'll smoke a little at like 3 p.m. and watch a show, and it's like, oh, I could have been more productive, or like, I'll just be out and I'll smoke, and then I lack the ability. Like, dude, literally the other night at East Austin, I lost my social ability.
When we were watching the fights?
No, that I was drunk, so I was fine. But the night before, remember, I was just like sitting in a chair, just staring at the curtain, watching people perform. Like, I was literally like, I can't speak to people right now. And that sucks because I'm like, comedy, you need to be social, you need to interact. Like, I think it's like anything where, I mean, like, you want to have control over it. Like, I would love to be someone who smokes like only when I get home at night, like 3 times a week, or like something low. But obviously, like, I have an addiction to it. It's hard. But like, I don't feel good about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. And I kind of feel the same way about booze, where like, I don't have like any catastrophic mistakes. I've never gone to jail.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm like, I do recognize that like I have a drinking problem for sure. I don't know how severe it is.
Yeah.
But I'm like, part of me is like, man, if I just like had gone to jail or something at just like one point, I probably would have just been like, oh yeah, this is crazy.
If you don't have any consequences that you won't, why would you ever stop?
That's the main thing with me. It's just like, I constantly have these moments where I'm like, I get it together and I do so good, and then I just spiral out of control because I'm like, well, nothing bad is necessarily happening.
Yeah, I'm like that with. I think you
I think
always.
me and
have-
Brandon are in denial.
Oh, totally. Last night, I was smoking a joint outside of Rocky's, and Spencer Cavins looks at me and he goes, "Remember like 3 weeks ago when you were telling me how like you were only going to smoke at home because it made you feel so good? Clearly you failed at that." And I'm like,
Dude, Spencer can cut deep.
yeah, I was like, don't say that while I'm high. Like, I'm just gonna have a panic attack. This
Spencer's
entire ride
so
home.
mean sometimes.
Oh,
dude.
so mean, but
He
knew
is.
he
He's
was
so
right.
fucking mean sometimes. I get so mad at him.
Him and Nat both can just say something to just cut you so. Like Egan, I saw Egan get off stage at Bianca's show last night, and Nat just goes, "Oh, the old stuff's killing." He said that. And I was like, "There's not a one." And then I called him. I was like, "Are you still thinking about that?" He's like, "Yes." I was laughing so hard.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the problem is like Spencer says that, then I can't say shit because he quit heroin. So he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
you can't quit weed, pussy," and I'm like, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah.
I'm the same way though with like girls and I feel the same exact way you guys feel about alcohol. I can't stop.
Really?
It is what it is, and there's no big consequence. So I'm like, why
Yeah.
would I? Like I'm talking to my ex again, and we probably are gonna get back together, and everything is like probably shouldn't do that, you know. But there's no immediate consequence, so it's hard to stop something.
See, relationships for me is the one where I'll get out. I get out super quick
Really?
every time. Yeah, because I'm just like it's a really good thing because everyone knows somebody in their life that like gets with someone that they shouldn't be with, and
Yeah.
they just stay with that person forever because they have no awareness of it. I'm the opposite, where like the first sign of like distress, I'm like, oh, this is a sinking ship. I'll be like, we're done. Immediately, just cut off and run.
No, me too. I do that
Yeah.
too. But now I broke the membrane of going back. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
like normally it's like wall, that's done. But the past two, I've been like, but what up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now that it's the same thing with trans women. It's like once you break through of doing it, then there's no holding you back. You know what I mean? There's no. Once you do it and you're like,
oh,
oh,
see that cock flopping around.
you go, okay, I've seen the cock flop around before.
Yeah.
What am I afraid of?
You spin me right around. Dude, every time I picture it, I do just picture the meat spin. Remember the meat spin?
No, what's the meat spin?
Oh, bro, you'd love it.
Is there
No, this is not something we can pull
Okay,
up.
okay.
I was ready to pull. No, I was ready.
Do not pull up the meat spin.
yeah, so yeah, once you but that's how I have the same thing. And it would help me be more productive if I didn't focus on women. I would probably be better at stand up.
Yeah, but
that's
at
the
the same
consequence.
time, do you want to be like joyless, right? Like, do you we all have to have some vices, and I get it. Like, if it's like controlling your life, that stinks.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, to just cut everything out and live exactly as you should, like, what fucking fun is that?
No, that's lame.
Like, could you imagine actually going to Catholic confession and be like, dude, I got nothing.
No, it is lame.
Like, you're like,
It is lame.
I was so good this year.
Yeah.
And they're like,
No, it is a miserable because then you're like, you think, because then that's what you're living for. Yeah, it's a miserable thing. And you're just like white knuckling, like, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this.
Yeah.
And it's like moral terrorism, dude. It's awful.
have you fucked around with like any of the Ram Dass stuff?
No, I need to start listening to that, though.
I'm really into it. I like it, but he talks about like people that get over addictions and then just like get addicted to not being addicted.
Yeah.
And he talks about how like some people will just be like, yeah, it's been like 1,136 days since I've had my last cigarette and I feel so good. I'm so happy. And you're like, that's also crazy. Because I think there's just like some, maybe, what is it? Like I've seen Steve-O talk about this too, where he's like, he just described himself as like restless, irritable discontent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think until you can like actually figure out how to address being that state, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way at all? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like what it is. That's like what addiction is. You're restless, irritable, and discontent. And then it's like a cup with like a hole in the bottom. And
Yeah.
you're just fucking pouring whatever you
Yeah.
can in that fucking cup to like try to get that to go away. And it doesn't. You're always like, and I'll do that with like dating apps or whatever. You know what I mean? I'll go one more, 11:45, then I'm done.
dating apps are like an addiction.
And then I'm just like,
It's like Instagram because nothing happens.
nothing happens.
You don't meet anyone.
No.
One's like, hey, we should hang out. I mean, bro, dating apps, I don't want to sound like a fucking men's rights activist right now, but fucking dating apps for men right now, it's a disaster.
Yeah.